Speak softly and carry a big stick. You'll go far. I'm me, and welcome to the Booty League podcast.
Oh, what's up, guys? Welcome to week 8 of the Booty League podcast. We have a special episode for you guys today with our it's a double header, the double rookie header, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Chris. Introduce yourselves, guys.
What's up, guys? And then we have our rooks, right? So go ahead, guys. We have Jonathan. Jonathan, say what's up.
Yeah, first place, Jonathan.
For the first
You,
time.
you have to introduce
Wait,
me. I wasn't gonna introduce myself.
I think
You have to introduce
everybody
me.
I think everybody here has had like 1 week at the top spot, right? Chris?
I don't think I don't think I ever got
You
first.
didn't reach first? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think Chris has.
Oh, okay,
I was like
okay.
second or third. And then we have our other
I mean,
rook.
I've had three. I've had three.
All right, we got it. You guys introduce me.
And then we have Nick.
The de facto second place, but in actuality third place.
Yeah, all right. So how's your guys' years going so far?
Oh, you need me to say it again?
I think
Go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh well, I think I've been in first place this whole season. Honestly,
I swear you swore like
I don't think there's been a time where I haven't been like in the running for first place. So
Okay.
it's been great.
We'll see.
All right.
We're not even halfway through yet. What?
Well, we're halfway through the regular
All right,
season.
but anything coming into the year that you surprised you about fantasy football, or anything you found easy or found different about the league, like more than what you bargained for?
How competitive it was for sure. Like, I only play video games with you guys, like pretty casual ones. So I was surprised how kind of cutthroat everything is, and like obviously you're not trying to lose every week, right? But yeah, that was one thing because it sounded like you guys are just having a lot of fun when I was out of it. But when I'm in it, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill everybody.
Yeah.
You guys are my friends.
Yeah.
Tuesday at 9 p.m. You know.
Yeah, I like how competitive it is, and yeah, I realize how like I think not drafting with you guys before it was like it made it pretty tough because I realized like when I look back now I drafted really poorly.
And you let us get in your
Amen.
head. I think we got into both
Amen,
you guys'
brother.
heads on the draft. You have to admit
Dude,
it.
I didn't tell you guys this, but when I was eating in the draft, I was eating while I was drafting, and I literally was choking on my food, and I was like, this is not a good sign for my season. I threw up because I was choking so much. I had to go to the toilet and put my finger down my throat.
That's why you kept milking the clock so hard. We
Yeah,
thought
that
you
was
were
the edit.
tilted.
Yeah.
We
No,
thought you were.
I was like,
that was good. You went for the 5 wideouts in the first 5 draft round, dude.
Yeah.
I
That
know.
was unheard of. And now you have 3 WR1s, dude. You're just killing
Yeah,
it right now.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah, I
think
think
you.
my draft was kind of dog too.
Yeah, I
So,
think you guys really add a different. It's fun getting new players into the league. You guys add like a different type of fold into the league now. I like the league dynamic now. It's a lot more interesting with you two in it. It's definitely
I agree.
different.
I think 12 is good too because I can't imagine waivers with 10. There would be way too many good players
Yeah.
on waivers, I think.
yeah, for sure.
And did you guys do 6 players in the playoffs last year or just 4 with 10
Just 4.
people? Oh, just
It
4.
was 6, and the 2 get buys.
Oh yeah, never mind. It was 6, but 2 get
No.
tied.
See, that makes it
Versus-
more fair where it's like not half the, or like not more than half of the league is in the playoffs.
Yeah, and let's just get into the waiver wire right now.
can do
Big
this.
pickups of the week. Vin took what for Wayne Gallman for was it $39? Tevin Coleman for
Yeah.
35 to Ngee. Chris with 26 to Brandon Ayuk and $9 for Tom Brady to James. Is that 9 or is that 19?
It's 9.
9
9.
bucks.
All right.
I just put the most bidded on ones like 3
Yeah.
or 4. Difference.
And so, any quick thoughts on any of those pickups? Chris, you can start us off.
Just real quick, Wayne Gallman. I think this is the move you've been talking about all year, right, David? That Vintek's gonna make a move.
Yeah.
He finally picked up
He finally busted
bag.
his load.
and that was a huge difference. I was kind of shocked, like between the first and second. And he got in. Yi surprisingly made a move. Big spender for one of his first moves in a while. Um, I barely outbidded Michael by one, and I don't know why. I felt like I needed to bid for him. I felt like I don't even play for him. I'm playing keep away at this point with Brendan.
Uh-huh.
Um, I know Timmy's really mad at James, and then Rashad Higgins. Oh shit, I didn't know who Rashad Higgins was. But yeah, what do you guys think? Nick, any thoughts? Anybody wanted? Anybody? Yeah.
I was really just looking for Nelson Aguilar, but I felt like it doesn't fit well because I have Waller kind of eating away targets if I start them both. So it's, but Wayne Gallman for 39, man. Like I don't want anything to do with the Giants offense, and I already have a starting player from them, so I know how well and how not well they play every week. Rather, it's just a toss up. And I was saying it earlier how this just seems like a Saquon tilt for Vin here. I don't know, man. That was kind of an iffy one.
Jonathan?
Yeah, I don't know about. Well, Wayne Gallman's okay, but the thing is with him is that I don't think Devontae Freeman's injuries um, that severe, and you're not going to play Wayne Gallman against Tampa Bay, so I don't really know why you would spend that much. So it's like you're spending that much for someone who you can't even play. I mean, you're only hoping that like Freeman gets injured again or something. So, I mean, and also that's why I was wondering why Chris picked up Brandon Ayuk for that much because Chris is already loaded at wide receiver. I don't know if there's a week where you're going to be playing Brandon Ayuk over like Allen Robinson or even T Higgins or anything like that. But I guess if you keep away or maybe trade to Royce because he has no wide receivers.
Yeah.
And then I was surprised by Knee. I wanted Tevin Coleman, but I blew all my load for Antonio Brown last week, so I could pay up for Tevin Coleman. But I think Tevin Coleman's good. Tevin Coleman's good.
Yeah.
And I was surprised by Knee's move. And I think
like in general? like
Yeah,
he's making
I
a
mean,
move in general?
yeah, it's just like I'm impressed. I mean, did he even get a kicker this week? Oh, he doesn't need a kicker. He needed a kicker last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like Chris picking up Trey Burns. Trey Burns, I think, is good. Philip Rivers can't throw far, so tight ends are always good. I'm surprised Chris didn't pick up Jared Cook last week though, but that's probably why he lost. But and then
I don't want to talk about it. I thought Derek was.
But also, oh sorry, yeah, like with Tevin,
and then Tom Brady. I don't know why. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say with Tevin, you guys seem like you were pretty confident, or whoever bid here, $20 and up, like James, Vin, and Yi, they're pretty confident that he's gonna be hitting the ground running after like being out of a knee injury, right? So it's like that's like a lot of faith too. I don't know if you it's a lot to spend for essentially they're gonna keep him on the bench as like a prove it week almost. That's what I feel like they're comfortable doing, right? But like I don't know if he's the kind of guy who would start though for sure.
Yeah, apparently he's a god at fantasy football. So
yeah, I'm not. Maybe he's seeing stuff I don't. So.
All right, moving
and
quickly.
Another surprise is,
go ahead.
Real
quick.
I don't know why Michael put $15 for Teddy Bridgewater. I would have put $15 towards Tom Brady just because he has a better matchup this week, and I think he's better rest of season. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, Michael is probably. Well, he has Cam Newton too, so I don't. He probably just needed the plug and play, and whichever.
But that's what $15 is heavy for a plug and play.
Dude. I think Tom Brady should have gone big or higher, which is probably what Michael was thinking too, because I think Michael knew that Timmy also wanted Tom Brady and would bid up, but that didn't happen. So Tom Brady is like the hot commodity, and you don't really want to outbid. Like you're gonna throw in like whatever how much, but you're never gonna get them.
Right.
But I think he was just going for the lesser known commodity. That's like a sure thing. But moving on. Quick question: What is the reason behind so many waiver wire gems this year as opposed to the last few years? This is more for Chris because you guys didn't really play. But in years prior, to me it seemed like the waiver wire was kind of barren, with a few breakouts here and there. But this year, maybe it's due to the onset of more injuries, and it's more.
I think it has to do with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think maybe less intel, and so
Yeah.
more people that should have gotten drafted didn't get drafted.
You don't have a preseason, and on top of that, people that did have a preseason, like usually when you get preseason, you get acclimated to the season, and I feel like a lot of the early season injuries are because there was no preseason. Like people couldn't get acclimated.
Hmm. So is week 7 right now considered week 3 in a regular NFL season? And now
Uh,
teams are starting to catch up to, like, defenses will start catching up, and you won't see like the 40-point
Yeah,
quarterbacks plays
and I think
anymore.
waivers caught up too. I think
Mhm.
this week's waiver was just like uninspiring, honestly.
yeah,
Right, right. Yeah, this one was one where I noticed it was really lacking and kind of like must pickups.
Yeah.
Okay. And shot bet counter, we have Michael owes 4.
he's gonna
Um,
05 now. 'Cause we warned him and he didn't pay
oh,
out.
okay, he
So
didn't pay up, so he's got 5. We'll change that to 5. We'll have Ty, who has 1. He just sent the thing to the chat real quick.
yeah,
He barely made it. Nick has 2, which we'll be paying on the pod, and
Does that look like two?
me and Chris both owe 2 because we tied on the predictions. You know, me and Chris's predictions right now have been averaging like 55%, which is pretty much a coin toss, to be
yeah.
honest. So
I mean,
That's,
we're really out
that's good.
here not doing not doing anything really. So
I think that's why you're playing here and not like being on the ECR rankings for Fantasy Pros.
yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, so we'll all pay up our shots right now.
All right, referees. Does that look like two? Is that two?
Oh, Jonathan, you're gonna take 2. Are you gonna be the only one to
Are
not
you
take
drinking with us?
shots?
Nah,
Good.
dude.
Just
No,
do
I
it for
deserve this.
fun.
I deserve
All
this.
right.
All right. Cheers, then. You get to watch us. Oh, that's good.
All right, I'll take one.
He's looking
Yeah.
thirsty over
Oh,
That's,
there.
that's
You
pure
can't be
pressure in
the
action
only.
right there.
Yo,
a
this
FOMO
pod's gonna end
there.
up being like 2 hours long because we're all just drunk as shit, and we can't move through the segment.
And, yeah, we're just gonna stall on random shit. All right, cheers, guys.
All right. Trading block. It's actually great that we have Jonathan. Jonathan was involved in both the trades this week, and so we'll get his opinion last of the trades, and finally walk us through the mind of these perplexing trades. I feel like, because these trades honestly make like no sense to me at all. Like
Right.
it's like a shuffling of bench. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
we'll
go
have,
first.
yeah, I'll it's was it so Jonathan gives away David Johnson and Christian Kirk, who he picked up off the waiver wire, for Joshua Kelly and Tyler Lockett, which in my opinion is a steal. As I was saying last podcast, he probably could have gone Tyler Lockett for more if he could afford to wait a week, and it really pays to wait a week because he hung a 40 bomb this week, so he definitely would be going for like running back 1 value after a game like that, whereas he went for pretty much David Johnson, which is like a mid-tier running back too. So a 1 week window costed him uh, a running back 1. So how do you feel about that, Nick?
Well, looking back, I mean, hindsight's 2020 in this case, right? And I saw a funny um kind of comment on the subreddit where they said like you guys would sell Jesus after 2 days in the tomb, which is exactly what happened with Tyler Lockett. He put up a 30 bomb against Dallas, had 2 bum weeks and then a bye. And if you're holding that, I can totally see how you're like, dude, like 3 weeks is a long time to be holding it onto a dud like that when you're seeing everything going on around you. And so, yeah, nobody plans for a 45 bomb ever, right? So that was kind of like yeah, I think that was just an unfortunate event. And at the time, it made sense probably where Michael was getting David Johnson, who was solid throughout the year. Kirk, who everyone was raving about. Joshua Kelly was kind of like a sweet deal sweetener, not really in the deal at all, really, I don't think. But yeah, at the time it seemed fair, but again, hindsight seems pretty 2020 right now, right?
Chris? Anything to add?
Um, I agree. I just think Michael wanted to ship. He only had two big names that he could ship at the wide receiver position. He needed running backs. He had between Tyler Lockett and um,
Tyreek.
Tyreek, right? So it's like between those two, like you can't ship Chase Claypool, and he felt comfortable starting one of them, Chase Claypool, and
Honestly, he
Brandon
should have shipped Tyreek actually to get out from under the Chiefs stack.
Cooks.
But
That's true.
I don't
mean,
know why he. Yeah.
That's what he went with. I mean, we're gonna hear right now what the
Mhm.
conversation was about, and I think all he could get was a running back two, like from anyone. I don't think he was making a running back one bid anywhere. So he's looking for a reasonable running back two position. I think David Johnson, like yes, hindsight is 2020, but I thought David Johnson was a good pickup for to fill his needs.
Before you go, Jonathan, I thought Tyler Lockett. I mean, you see the numbers that Russell Wilson's putting up, right? It's only a matter of time before Tyler Lockett has like his week, right? So you just can't sell like he's a stud. What do you go in like the third round, second round? You can't really
I,
just sell them at their lowest possible value like that. You gotta wait for like Odell. You gotta wait for a boom game and then sell. But
yeah.
Jonathan, walk us through the conversation.
So actually, Michael sent me this trade offer week 6, and he actually agreed to wait out Tyler Lockett's bye. He let me keep David Johnson to play against Ty. Yeah, I know this is crazy. So I was like, there's a value in like I don't have to bench Tyler Lockett ever because he's already had his bypass. So that was big for me. I mean, I was surprised he agreed to that. I thought he was going to make me trade him now so he can play David Johnson against you, which may have cost him because that matchup was pretty close. With Zeke fumbling like 3 times that week. And honestly, it was just for David Johnson for Lockett straight up. I actually asked him to include Joshua Kelly because I felt like I needed another running back. And I wasn't going to play Christian Kirk anyway. Like Christian Kirk is good, but there's no way I'm starting him over Thielen or even when I had Chark. Like it's just value I'm never going to see. So I just traded away Kirk. And then Joshua Kelly was good because that was a big piece in my trade with Ty. But yeah, I agree. I think Lockett's wide receiver 1. Russ is playing so well, and every team's going to scheme against Metcalf. I don't think they're going to scheme against Lockett.
Uh-huh. And the second trade, so you flipping Joshua Kelly plus Philip Lindsay and DJ Chark for Robbie Anderson. What was that all about?
Do I go first this time?
Yeah, we'll go first.
Okay.
You go first.
Well, I wanted to get off Chark. I like Chark, but Minshew doesn't look good, and they have too many like Chenault and Keelan Cole look good. So I was just thinking that like there's too many targets to go around and like or too many players to target, and I thought Chark wasn't gonna. Maybe his targets would go down. Ty actually really wanted Joshua Kelly. I was trying to trade him Chark and Lindsay for Robbie Anderson, which I thought was already fair, but he really wanted Kelly, and so I had to just throw in Kelly, and he gave 10 fab. So,
all right.
Yeah. And I think Robbie Anderson's really good. Like Robbie Anderson, he's like the opposite of like Juju to me. Like Juju was like not getting a lot of yards, but getting a lot of touchdowns. Robbie Anderson's getting a lot of yards, not a lot of touchdowns. So I'm just hoping that, eventually he's gonna get touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. You don't think that's a artifact of CMC not being there?
I mean, I was worried about that too, but then I was thinking like Mike Davis is getting like 80% of what CMC would be getting. So I'm a little worried, but not too worried about that.
Okay. Chris?
I was big on Robbie Anderson. I didn't know how to make the dynamic fit into my team because I was like, Ty would hit me up weekly and we'd talk like it through, and like Robbie Anderson was the only one I was kind of feeling on his team. I think he's a really good football player, and I think he fits the system. Like he's one, he was on the Jets, and the Jets misused him like bad, and so I think he's a really good football player. And I was trying to find a way. I think his stock is going to go up. Like I think his touchdowns will come. But overall, I felt like it was lateral because Robbie Anderson and DJ Chark are kind of like a lateral move in my opinion. They're in the same tier more or less, but like you said, you didn't need, you can make moves elsewhere. And I didn't think Phil Lindsay and Joshua Kelly were any better than Jonathan's running backs right now anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was a good.
And a big part of this too was that I had way too many week 8 buys. Like I was gonna have like 3 or 4 players on week 8 buys, and I feel like I just needed to win against James. I feel like James is a winnable matchup for me, and so I didn't want to risk losing that matchup just because of a buy.
Okay. Nick, anything to add?
No, yeah, that was pretty much it. Because like I'm obviously as a Melvin Gordon owner, I don't like Philip Lindsay, and Joshua Kelly I already told you I think is already a bum. I don't like the Chargers offense at all.
Okay.
And Chark is already overrated somehow. 6
That's
weeks
not
in.
true. It's because you didn't see him last year.
That's all, yeah, but right. But now I'm
He-
6 weeks in, and
I-
everyone's always.
I think he's more banged up than he's letting everybody believe.
Yeah, that too.
So
alright.
so I don't think he's at 100%. But
Yeah, cool.
yeah, so we'll have a trading block now, temperature check on a couple players that everybody sent in via the forum. Thank you for using that new form, everybody. The first player we have on the block is Zeke. Where do you guys rate Zeke?
Did you put
Oh,
Zeke or
man.
did someone else put Zeke?
Hmm?
Did you put
I-
Zeke yourself or did someone else?
I
put
put Zeke, but
So
then
Zeke? You put your own fucking player.
no, this was before we opened the trading block up to the entire league, because the trading
okay.
block used to be of just players that we would think are a little controversial, but now we opened it up to the league. So where do you guys rate Zeke? Nick, you first. You have a big ass smile on your face.
Sorry, dude, you guys. I was gonna say it just got a lot colder in my room for some reason since you mentioned Zeke, dude.
It's like-
Dude, honestly, like watching him these past few games, like I don't even know if you can blame it on the O line. You can blame it on Dalton. Like this guy is straight tilted, right? And I don't know what it's gonna take for him to come back like how we know the Zeke can play, right? Because I don't know. Maybe I'm just ignorant, but like, dude, just hand it off to the guy and he can do work, right? Isn't that your job? You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's, yeah, I don't know, man. Cold as hell.
We'll end it with Jonathan since he's the only Cowboys fan in the building. So Chris, where do you think Zeke
Shit.
is?
I think Zeke could still be good. I mean, he's had 2 bad weeks. I mean, I don't even know why we're doing this because there's no way you're trading Zeke. I mean, like you said, you're not going to trade Zeke after like, at his lowest value. And the only thing that hurts you with Zeke is that like you have to play him every week. There's no matter the matchup, you're gonna play Zeke. I mean,
Hey.
don't tell me you're gonna play like who
Hey.
did you pick up?
Hey,
Gio Bernard
I
or
hate
something.
I hate the Cowboys, so don't put it past me.
All right.
It literally pains me to have Mickey Mouse on my team, but I had to pick him at the number 3 spot. I literally had to.
Yeah.
But I
And
hate.
I feel like you
Bro.
have to play him too. I don't think you're ever gonna bench him this year, unless he's on a bye or something. There's no way you're gonna.
I
bench
was
him.
close to benching him last week, which I should have. I even asked. I forgot who I. I'm like. I think I asked. I'm like, Nick, do I bench Zeke this week or not? And you're like, you play him, bro. Are you stupid? I'm like, Nick, do I bench Zeke for Gio Bernard? And he's like, hell no. And I'm like, all right, fine. I was this close to benching him. I swear to God. And it would have been the right play. Chris,
I think
Zeke?
you would have ended up losing that matchup regardless, right?
No. I won
Oh
against
no, you were.
Royce.
No, he won anyway. Yeah,
Oh, you did. Yeah, you won.
he won in spite of him.
See, it
Um,
was the right call.
You're not gonna get like a top 3 running back value like he is,
Mhm.
but off name alone, like he's still a running back 1. Like there's no way you're not trading him for some kind of like mid to low end running back 1 value. It just sucks because the O line is banged up and Andy Dalton sucks, and then now you have the 7th rounder, rounder QB playing. So, I would like if I was a defense coordinator, I'd be stacking the box. Like
I think Dak
Yeah.
was in the 7th round too. No, something like
Fifth.
that.
He was right up. He was
I
right
got-
after your Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
So
I got him in the 5th.
no. In IRL.
Oh, IRL draft.
No, he was like a 5th round. He was like a 4th or 5th rounder. I thought.
All right. Well. Anyways.
So
yeah.
let's say like, what if Royce offers you Nick Chubb? Would you take Nick Chubb for Zeke?
Hell no. The
No, what about, like-
Browns suck, bro. If I had to count on the Browns to win me the Booty League championship, I'd rather count on the Cowboys to bring me to the promised land.
If
That's
Jonathan
safe.
offered you Tyler Lockett, would you take it?
For Zeke?
Ooh.
No,
Yeah.
it's because of the positional scarcity.
Yeah, you have too many wide receivers. But what about like
I would
what
ma-
if, what if, like Chris Carson? Chris Carson.
yeah, Chris Carson maybe, but the injury history is there. I was thinking about like James Conner. I'd think about it. I definitely think about it. But
For
like
sure.
But
nothing
Connor's
less.
even worse than Carson in it for injuries, isn't he?
He hasn't been injured all year. It's just
Oh,
it's
but I
just
get it's,
it's just that Benny Snell is on his ass.
yeah.
And
Okay.
Benny Snell wasn't even on his ass though.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Yeah. Well,
No,
anyways,
that
I wouldn't.
guy vultured a touchdown last week. I
Yeah,
saw
he
that.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was it was a 1 yarder, and they put in
Yeah.
Snell instead of
Yeah,
Benny
we
Snell.
got to move quickly, or else this podcast will
Oh
be
yeah.
too long with four
Oh
guests.
yeah.
So
Sorry.
we got to really move quickly. All right, we'll get right into Tyler Boyd.
um,
What do you guys think of
I think
Tyler
Tyler Boyd
Boyd?
is good. I don't think Vin can trade him because I think Vin needs his wide receivers. Yeah, he's good. I mean, the Bengals. I think they have way too many wide receivers for my taste.
Chris?
I think you'd need to give Vin a running back. Like Vin would need to package him for like some kind of like running back too, because I think Vin's running backs are kind of.
Yeah,
Nick?
James White as his RB1, like as a Pats fan, I'm
Mhm.
looking at him like, what are you doing, dude? And also,
That's his RB2 because he has James Conner.
oh right, sorry, I'm looking at the order. Yeah, wrong order,
Yeah.
but yeah, James Conner is RB1, who's getting vultured like for really basic stuff.
I think it's like
James White's
once.
a tough RB2.
At least
Yeah, bro.
once.
Oh yeah, but who
a
knows where
game.
it's gonna go from there, right? If they're willing to do it in a not so like blowout game, right?
Mhm.
So they're leaning on him for that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna let him go for anything that is gonna be an easy pickup.
Yeah, I think Tyler Boyd is way too valuable to just give up for a running back two. But I would give him up for like a running back one in a package, like because
Yeah.
just the difference between a running back one and a running back two is like so great. So I think Tyler Boyd is more valuable than a running back two, but less than
Yeah,
a
for
running
sure.
back one.
For sure.
David Opportunity, real quick.
What a name.
I think
dude.
this guy's a straight bum, but
Yeah,
it's
David
just
Montgomery's a bum.
I
He's a
think
bum.
it's just bad luck that he had to go up against my Rams on Monday night. So, yeah, I don't know what Royce expected out of him. He should have traded him to me last week when I asked for the price check, but he didn't. So that's what you get, Royce.
Yep.
I mean, he's an okay fantasy player. I think in real life he's than his fantasy production. He's the only running back on their team. So,
Mhm. He's like a bell
Yeah.
cow, but like one of
Yeah.
those, like a
but I
bell.
think
Their-
we're just
their
gonna
O-line-
trade him though.
Go ahead, Chris.
their O line sucks. Nick Foles doesn't have, like so streaky with stretching the field.
Yeah.
And then you see him in one-on-one position like situations like Alvin Kamara and like Aaron Jones, like Dalvin Cook will make the miss or like will make a move and he doesn't do shit. He just gets tackled.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Lastly, Tyler Lockett. We kind of touched on this during the trade segment, but really quickly, where do you guys value Tyler Lockett currently? Like, give me a number, like wide receiver 1 through I don't know, like 20. Chris, where is he?
Fuck.
Rest of season.
He's a top 5 wide receiver.
Top
With the way
five?
Russell Wilson is doing, he's top 5.
Jonathan.
Yeah, I was gonna be more conservative. I was gonna say at least 10. He's at least 10.
For sure.
Nick.
Yeah, I was gonna stay more conservative because yeah, Russell can cook, Tyler can catch, but yeah, 5's a little. They can only carry you so far. I think they have a decent matchup for the rest of the season, so I don't know if that'll carry over. It's so hot.
I think he's around like the 5 is way too high. You gotta put him in like the 7 range though, but that's only 2 spots. I think 5 is high.
All right, who do you guys have ahead of him?
Yeah, that's true. See, I think he's better than Julio.
I might put
Oh, for sure.
I'll put Hopkins in there. I'll still put
Devontae
Tyreek in
Adams?
there. Devontae. I still put Tyreek in there. He's been on a
I
down
won't
week.
put
What about Michael Thomas? Michael Thomas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
dude.
rest of the season, I would put Michael Thomas in there.
Yeah,
I
Michael.
think
Yeah.
he
I'll
gets
put Calvin
healthy.
Ridley in there. I'll put Calvin Ridley. in
Calvin
there.
Ridley for sure.
Really
Okay.
overtime, dude. I don't know.
It's because you're salty. You're
yeah,
salty
you're
last few couple
Yeah,
weeks.
pissed
I'll
at
put
this.
Thielen in there. How about that? I'll put Thielen.
Yeah, I think Thielen's better than Lockett too. I think
Okay.
So
Thielen's better.
what was that like
But
5?
I think like actually when I hear it, I think like 7's okay.
Yeah,
7's
I
okay.
might even put Metcalf in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
that.
Metcalf is
Probably be
yeah.
for sure.
So like
Yeah.
at least like 5 or 6. I'll give 5 or 6, but
Yeah.
yeah. I'll settle. All right, and we'll hop right into our game of the week. 3-word game coming back. If you guys remember the 3-word game from I think it was week 2. Except this one has a spin. We're gonna go over every team in the league. This time we're gonna have a 3 words for their roster and 3 words for how their season has gone so far. And so we'll start it off with me to Nick. Actually, I wrote it down real quick. I wrote it down on my phone. All right, we'll go through everybody's team, and then we'll start back from the top, and we'll go through everybody's season. Agreed?
Okay.
All
Team
right.
first, right? Roster.
Yeah, team first, roster.
Okay.
Why'd
So
you put that as B then? Weird.
So for so it was poorly planned. But for Nick, for Nick, we'll go Nick's team 3 words is ticking RL garbage time bomb. Here, I'll explain it. I'll explain it
Okay,
because
alright.
I agree with this. I don't
You
even
got-
need to hear explanation. I agree with this.
you got Mike Davis who's on a clock
Mhm.
when CMC comes back. You got
Okay.
Melvin Gordon also on a clock when Lindsey comes back. You have Travis
Yep.
Fulgham on a clock when the Dallas Goedert and Alshon comes back. You got Darius Slayton who's okay. Darren Waller okay. Kamara on a clock for when Michael Thomas comes back, and so that's like 4 or 5 of his players on a clock that he has to get value out now, and he's rotating in quarterbacks, and so that's why Nick's team is RL garbage time. I'm not gonna leave any time for responses, but because we're kind of running a little long with the head to head. But quick thoughts on the name alone.
I agree. I agree.
You're good.
Agreed.
Moving
Alright.
on. My turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
go,
is it
Chris.
gonna go through all 3?
Yeah, we'll do
Or-
one.
I know. I know better than anyone, dude.
We'll do 1 1
Alright.
1 2 2 2.
I'm changing my roster name from from low floor high ceiling to a very solid floor high ceiling.
Oh, for wait, you didn't say
Jonathan's
for
team-
okay.
For Jonathan's team has been scoring. It's like when he lost, it wasn't even a low floor. It was like 100 points.
Yeah, he scored 110
But
in
that was
week.
on Kenyon Drake for a 60-yard touchdown.
No, I won that week. The week I lost, I scored 110 against Michael. I lost against fucking Michael. Last place
Okay.
Michael.
But so like I said, like you've been scoring like 100 at the lowest. You've been scoring
Yeah.
110 at your other than the 100 like as your outlier. You've been scoring at 110, and your ceiling's at 130 right now, which is really solid in general, right? Like some people, like I think Timmy and Marcus have been going a little bit higher than 130 on some weeks, but other than that, you're consistently like the top 1 or 2 scorers, so you have a very high ceiling. Like at your lowest at 110, that's a floor, and you're beating everyone else.
All
All
right.
right, what do you gotta say about that, David?
The OG name was better. But all right, quickly, Jonathan. Jonathan gets Chris.
Chris, I put Chris for roster. It's just that he's got good players, but I put untimely good players because I feel like Chris has had like the most bad beats out of everyone in this league. I think like he popped off for like 158, lost against Marcus. I feel like he should have beat me last week, and his like Aaron Jones got injured and like he couldn't get any value out of tight end.
You wish that shit on me.
So I think Chris has a good
Goodness, you
roster.
made us
It's just
listen to that.
they don't play well when he needs them to.
Nick.
Oh, and then mine is for David, and my 3 words are name, brand, cursed. Because you have Patrick Mahomes who can get screwed by game script when his defense
It's because
pops
he's
off.
too good. No, that was just
You have
once.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but I mean, like, it could
Whatever.
happen, which you wouldn't expect, but
Yeah.
it'll come to bite you in the ass,
He's
right?
just too good.
And then, okay, all right, fair enough. And then you have Mickey Mouse, and then you have Julio Jones,
hmm
you have um Gibson, Robinson. It's a little too deep. You have Will Fuller. They have their pop off games, but you can only start so many slots. And I feel like you can just get tilted really easily when you see. I was looking through your bench and I was like, damn, dude, it's like shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like start this guy over this guy, start this guy over this guy every week, and it just hurts to watch, dude.
Yeah, that's the part of having a deep roster.
Yeah,
It's really the matchup choices that get you, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you have a roster like Vin, you just same players every, or not Vin Yi, it's just same players every week. But like when you have choices, that's when fantasy football
Yeah.
gets hard.
I mean, he literally
Yeah.
plays same players even if they're on the bye. So yeah.
Yeah, even when they're on bye,
Yeah.
they're still in.
All right. We'll go back to the top. I have Timmy, and Timmy's roster name is. All right, you guys get this. All right. Timmy's 3 words is exact same roster. Like this guy has not changed out a single player since his draft. All right, let me read it out to you. All right. All right. He bidded for Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
So that he was harping him since the draft. He's got Chris Carson still in the lineup. Ronald Jones still in the lineup. What's it? Amari Cooper still in the lineup. George Kittle still in the lineup. So the only person he's been swapping out is his flex, and the Ravens still in the lineup too. Wait, yeah,
Yeah.
Ravens
That was,
and
they
Dow.
earned their
Yeah.
spot. Ravens is a must start every week.
So
That's
yeah,
that's
so this guy has been running the same roster except for the flex and the QB the
fair.
entire season. So his three
And I
words
feel like
is
he's
Go.
dropped Mason Crosby like 3 times this year and picked him up like 3 times. I feel like I see Mason Crosby on his roster every week.
yeah. So and AJ Green, I forgot AJ Green. So
Yeah.
he's running the exact
And
same
Dalvin Cook.
roster, and he's running I'm telling you, 3 words, exact same roster. any Chris, anything to say?
Timmy would say something like, "Why fix it if it ain't broken?" or something like that. Like,
I think
Alright.
all those years of you telling him get your guy
Yeah,
got to him,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
You got to him.
Alright. Yeah.
that's true. That's true. All right, my turn. My roster for James is it's 4 words. Unfortunately, it's Pirates of the Caribbean,
Okay.
and it's because
Of
sorry,
the one
I
word.
couldn't think of, huh?
Of the one word is one
Okay,
word.
and then I couldn't think of like a team name for it, but Kyler Murray runs like Jack Sparrow.
Okay.
If you guys watch him run, he runs like Jack Sparrow. So
Alright.
And then you have like King. I couldn't say King Henry, and there's some type of king that's dealing with the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff,
Okay.
and those 2 players are carrying his team. So you
Yeah.
got the Pirates of the Caribbean holding him down.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. I like
Yeah, very creative. Jonathan?
I got Vintuk. I just put too many Patriots. The Patriots bit him. I think he had a good chance of beating Nick, but his Patriots players let him down. So that's about it.
Who did he
They
play?
let me
Just
up,
one person,
baby.
right?
He played the Patriots defense
Oh,
and
Patriots
James
team.
White.
Alright, you're
Those are
right.
my boys. I knew they couldn't do me wrong, dude.
And it's just
Boys.
you guys talk about Mojo. That's bad Mojo. He hates the Patriots. He can't play. I feel like
That's
in fantasy, you pick you pick the best players, but you also I think you should pick players that you like to root for.
I agree with that.
Agreed.
That's why I would never pick up Joe Mixon. Alright. Nick.
Oh, let's see. My next one is for Royce. Boom or bust. Very self-explanatory. This guy has a low floor, steadily getting
What's
lower
the
ceiling.
boom week though?
The boom weeks are pretty much
Wait,
gone at this point.
Wait,
I mean,
no.
Kareem Hunt can probably pop off depending on matchup. Justin Jefferson, very matchup dependent. DJ Moore as well. Mark Andrews, like it's
Bro.
very boomer bust, dude.
No, look. You know, I did this as an exercise on the toilet, right? So what I did,
Oh.
I took out Royce's highest scoring week and I took out Royce's lowest scoring week, and this was before this week. So I averaged, what was that, like 4 weeks together? Guess what his average score was?
It's gotta be
Uh,
like 95.
It was 99 points
Oh
as
my
his
God.
average if you take out his highest scoring week and his lowest scoring week.
So that's
So
the medium then.
yeah,
Right?
so he has a floor of 99, which is not. I mean, all
Yeah.
right, but whatever.
It's
I
not
think
bad.
Royce,
It's not.
Royce is like the opposite of Chris, because like Royce, his team plays well, plays well when they need him, and then he barely wins like the under 100 points game. Whereas Chris is like his team pops off, but then like the other team scores like 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I feel bad for Chris because he's had bad luck with schedule, and Royce had like the best luck with scheduling.
That'll go wrap into my comment for his season, how his season is going.
All right,
It's-
all right,
Royce.
and
All right.
for Gee's team, I have Packers versus who? Because whether he wins or lose that week honestly relies on if Devonte Adams and Aaron Rodgers plays someone that gives up a lot of points to the wide receiver position. If
Yeah.
me and or if Devonte Adams and Aaron Rodgers can combine for maybe like 70 points on a given week, I think he can win. I think that's a week that he wins. So I think
Yeah,
that's why
just like this last week.
yeah, that's why I picked Yi to win this week also because he has a really tasty matchup. But
Mhm.
Jonathan,
Oh, you skipped Chris.
oh Chris, sorry.
Oh, my bad. All right. For Ty, my roster for him is the savior Justin Herbert because he has three Chargers
Yeah.
players on his team. He
Yeah.
has Josh Kelly,
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, and Hunter. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
invested in these Justin Herbert stocks.
Yeah.
Yep. And I commented on that later too.
Jonathan.
Jonathan?
Marcus, for his roster, I put keeps getting scared because I think he's like a ticking time bomb. He's got Metcalf and Hopkins, and he doesn't even have CMC back. I think his team's just gonna get better. So yeah.
Yep. And Gurley also has his good days too.
Yeah, his team just looks way too good. I think
Yeah. Agreed.
his
Alright,
weak
Nick?
spot is Matt Ryan,
Agreed.
but he can stream quarterbacks later if he
Sure.
wants.
And I think Matt Ryan puts up decent points too. It's just in real life
Yeah.
he's just a laughing stock.
Yeah.
All right, and then my comment is for Michael's roster is the Donner Party, which if you guys aren't familiar with is the hiking group that had to resort to cannibalism
Oh,
and to survive. And so I was looking at his roster and I saw CEH and Tyreek Hill. I saw who else did I see? It was Brandon Cooks and David Johnson.
Yeah.
And then I saw Michael Thomas and Traquan Smith. So it's like, dude, you have like the only one out of those three that could spread enough, even like possibly for everyone to eat is Kansas City, right? And yeah, I don't know, the Donner Party, man. Everyone's just eating
okay.
each other. out
That's a
here.
good one.
That
All
is
right,
good.
we'll go quickly through everyone again, but for the season. So for Nick's season, I have poor lineup choices because I feel like some of the losses that Nick had, he had better players on his bench, which it's like the same type of player too. He was debating between two players, and they're like the same, like Michael Gallup or Darius Slayton, something like that. That's lost him a few matchups, and other lineup tweaks that he could have done to win the week. And so I think that's where he could have. That's where his season went kind of wrong.
Well, like, aside from my first one, which was basically a scheduled loss against Marcus's super stacked team, it was against Royce, but the only adjustment I could have made was Dak for Drew Brees, and who would have done that like at that time, right?
Everybody.
Okay,
A
then-
savvy fantasy manager.
okay.
Hey,
alright.
I almost
And then-
benched Zeke for Gio Bernard.
okay.
A savvy
But-
fantasy manager keeps his options open.
All right. Okay, fine. I'm not enlightened to your level yet as a first year, so I'll get there. But and then the loss to James, where Derrick Henry dropped a 40 bomb on my ass. That was no way I could have salvaged that one. And then I forget what I forgot my third loss. It was against it
Royce.
was against Royce. Oh yeah, it was Royce, Marcus, and James. That's it. Those are my 3 losses. I couldn't have played that any better than I did. So week 1 was kind of a hassle. Like I don't know why you would start. I think it was Slayton against. It was John Brown against the Jets. So that's the only one I could have done. And then Slayton against Pittsburgh. Who would have done that? You
Yeah.
know?
No, they have a
So,
good run defense. They don't really have a good. It's a decent.
But also,
their
also, I
pass
don't like the
defense more
Jets.
decent or softer.
I don't like
think.
the Jets. Oh yeah, fair enough. But I also didn't like the Jets. I mean the Giants because I had watching them for years now, and they
All right,
haven't been
all right, all
stellar.
right, all right.
No, we
We're
got too
running a
long.
little. We're running a little long, so let's
Personal.
let's limit the comments to just like a few seconds. All right,
My
everybody.
next roster is going back to the top is Jonathan. My 3 words are G in lasagna. Jonathan's a G right now because he's 5-1, top of the pack. He's
6.
moving,
Yeah, correction.
but who's counting, right? But he's moving in silence because I see him making moves every week, like dropping, adding, like before Thursday, after Thursday.
Some are questionable, but some are good.
But the main thing was that he's
Yeah.
moving. So
Yeah, I
moving
agree.
in silence.
I
Like
agree.
water.
I agree.
I mean, the main thing is that I keep seeing my rest of season ranking like 10 and like 11, so I'm like, oh, I gotta make a move. It's that bad.
That's the low floor talking. All right, Jonathan, you're.
So Chris, I put low fantasy god just because, like I said, I think Chris's team is the best team in the league, but he just has that bad luck. So yeah, that's why I put it there. Another thing I could put is just like no trade Jonu, because I think if Royce can trade Jonu, but he shouldn't trade it to Chris because I think that would make Chris's team way too strong.
Uh-huh. Nick.
Okay, and for David's season, I wrote just about right. Seems like I was looking through your matchups, and it seemed like you played every matchup like how anyone in their right mind would have played them, and it was just how the schedules went. So just about right.
All right. I'll go next. I'll just do the next 2, and then you guys can
Yeah.
react to how you want. We gotta move a little quicker. So Timmy's season can be summed up as staying on IR right now, because Timmy's team's been a little banged up, and Timmy's had some rough luck. So I think Timmy's team's be staying on IR. And and Yee's team is literally AFK Arena. So I don't know if you guys get those mobile game ads, but I get the mobile game ads.
Actually.
So
Yeah.
literally,
I actually played
Yee's-
that game.
Yeah, so literally, Geem's team is like literally you go in there and you play and then you just put up your lineup and then you leave for the week. But so those are my 2. Chris.
My 2 are James and Ty. James is 110.
Uh-huh.
All the weeks he's won, and 5 out of 7 weeks he's scored 110.
Exactly.
So, well, not all the weeks, but 5 out of 7 weeks are 110. So if you want to beat him, that's kind of the score you want to beat. If you feel like you have a low floor, you might want to shoot for the higher ceiling over 110.
All right.
And for Ty, his season 3 word is 0-3 lol. We had a poll for him saying, is he gonna be 0-3? And here he is at 4-3. So 0-2.
No, we bet if he would go
0
0-4.
4. He did go 0-3, but then he won 4 in a row.
1-4.
But
No,
he's
no,
still
no.
he's
You're
still
not
at,
wrong.
No, he went 0-2 because he lost to me last week.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's why I thought too. I had to do double check
Yeah.
that.
Oh. Huh.
So 03 lol. So because he's 4
Yeah.
now instead of being
Yeah, that's
03, he's.
Oh, it was Timmy. It was Timmy.
Yeah.
Timmy is the
Timmy.
one that went 0-3.
Oh dang. Okay.
Yeah. For me, I got Vin. Surprisingly, still okay. I mean, he lost Saquon. He's still okay. I think he's got a high floor. And then Marcus. What did I put for Marcus? Oh, could be worse. Same thing. He hasn't. Both of them lost their RB1s, and they're still doing
Uh-huh.
relatively okay.
I like
So I
that.
think there's not much to say there.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then for Royce, my season comment is the famous quote from Infinity War. I wrote Doctor Strange won, which is referring to Jonathan's chart of him in everyone else's schedules.
I think
and
there's more to that quote.
No, no. That was his answer to like how many futures or how many
Okay,
scenarios did we win? And then he was like, one. So that's the
Okay.
quote.
It's been a while since I
Alright.
watched the movie.
Yeah, I had to look it up too. And
Okay.
so that's my comment because I was looking to Jonathan's chart where he posted
Uh-huh.
if you played with everyone else's schedule, only one scenario did Royce go 5-1, and
Okay.
that's what I hit. So
Alright,
just
I
lucked
like
the
it.
heck out. And then for Michael's, my season comment is mere exposure effect because he named his team. Oh, that's the phenomenon where like you hang around something enough and you look like them. So he named his team. He named his
Like
team.
a dog.
Yeah, like a dog. Exactly like a dog. No, exactly like a dog. That's
Yeah.
what sparked it, right? And yeah, so like he named his team Westminster Football Team. He's 2-5. The
Uh-huh.
Washington Football Team is 2-5.
Oh my
That's just
god.
what that's just what you
That's
get,
funny.
dude.
Alright, you're
That's,
right.
that's what you get.
Hey,
That's
but-
good.
Yeah. Alright, that's good. Alright.
Wow, Sugoi.
Quick week recap. Me and Chris both went 3-6, which is pretty much a coin toss, which is like we don't know what we're talking about on here, so we'll move on to the week rankings. Surprising slides is Timmy slides from was that number 2 to number 5? No,
No, to me it was 1.
Timmy from 1 to 5, and so he
Oh,
drops
yeah.
4. Chris drops from 2 to 6, also dropping 4. Jonathan going back to number 1
Damn, 2-time first
2
place.
times,
Yeah.
and then
From
Nick
3.
increasing from 7 to 3. Any quick takes on that, real quick?
I'm with it, dude. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get at this point. I'm like looking like the COVID stock market right now, just jumping all over the place.
Um,
Jonathan's happy with his.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good because I think you guys were talking about like last season. You guys had people with like scores of like 1 point something. I think it's crazy that I'm in first with just 3. I think it shows how even it is right now.
I agree with that take too.
Yeah, I think Timmy dropping to 5 is where he belongs, but that's fair. That's just a
Hey,
quick take.
We haven't gone to the roads yet. We haven't even gone
Alright,
to
alright,
the
but
roads.
also a quick note about Royce's team. Imagine winning 2 weeks ago and going down 1 spot, but losing this week and moving up 1 spot. So
Yeah, you're right. I don't get that either.
I don't understand, but
So weird.
whatever. And he
Yeah.
lost
Whatever.
Odell too, I think. So
Yeah.
weird. And quick questions now that we're 1/2 of the season in. Who do you think is making the playoffs, and who you think is out of the playoffs? And let's restrict this to the 6 through 12 area right now
Okay, got it.
of the power rankings to make it a little quicker. Who you think is going to
Got it.
slide up to the playoff contention, and who you think is going to move out?
You've been 7 through 12, right?
6 through 12. I think.
I think 6th, because Chris is at number 6. That's why.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, let's do 7 through 12 because Chris has
7
himself.
through 12.
So
I think
what
only
is that?
Marcus can move up.
Yeah, that's the obvious one for sure.
Marcus, but the thing is, I don't know who I would say Royce. This is why I keep wanting Royce to win because I
No.
think it gives like a buffer to everyone who should make it.
It's
Like for me,
first
I'm
round
still
exit.
worried. I want Royce to be in there because he's gonna be easy in the playoffs. But I think,
Oh, he's playing the long con.
yeah, that's why I keep rooting for Royce because I'm like
I
Royce
see,
is
I
okay.
see. The fantasy gods see right through you. They see right through you.
But yeah, I think
Courtesy.
I, I would like that, but I think Mark is gonna make it in over Royce.
Uh-huh.
I agree.
I might put Vin also making it past Royce because the
Vin took
barring
Nye.
Vin took because barring the Saquon injury, Vin surprisingly has been putting up over 100 points like weekly.
Uh,
So which is like pretty surprising, I think.
Who are you gonna move out?
Who am I gonna move
Royce?
out? Shit, I might move Royce out of playoff.
That's
Uh,
spicy. So you guys are directly conflicting.
Vin's gotta run the table,
That's spicy. That's spicy.
and
I
Royce
like
has
that.
gotta shit the table. But
I
all
like
right,
that. I
we'll
wanna see
go. We'll
that.
go into our predictions. First matchup of the week: Chris versus Royce. I'll start this one off. I have Chris winning this one. Royce, I mean, no wide receiver one moniker that I gave to him at the beginning of the season remains true. He still doesn't have one. DJ Moore is kind of panning out to be one potentially, but we'll see. We'll see what Robbie Anderson has to say about that. David Montgomery remains unreliable, but at least Royce got out from under that Cleveland stack that we were talking about earlier in the season. So that's good for his upside. But across the board, I think pound for pound, Chris just has a stronger team position for position just going across the board. So I think Chris wins this one easily. Jonathan?
This one I think it's gonna be close. I think Chris wins just because Ryan Tannehill is so good. He's going against Cincinnati. I think Ryan Tannehill it is a starting like he if Chris didn't have Deshaun Watson, he'd be okay with just Ryan Tannehill too. I think this one banks on Aaron Jones playing. If Aaron Jones plays, Chris wins. If he doesn't, he's gonna lose. I think that's all there is to say about this.
For sure. Yeah, I'm literally just gonna quote parrot that. I think Chris wins. It'll possibly close, depending on Aaron Jones plays. But Chris just has a better overall wide receiver core for sure with Ridley, Diggs, T. Higgs, and maybe even AR12 if he's healthy. So that I think
Yeah.
it's just be a matter of swapping them in at the right times. And
The only way Royce wins is if the Chiefs score 26 again.
yeah, the defense.
That's the only
is
way
gonna
he
carry
wins.
him. Yeah, for sure.
But they go
Chris?
get the
that's
Jets, so maybe.
my thought.
I'm sorry, you cut
My
out?
thoughts exactly.
Okay.
I think this will be close. I think this will be close. Royce has David Montgomery in a bad matchup. Excuse me. DJ Moore has Boom Bust, and Devontae Parker has a QB change. And Chiefs D is scary though because they have the Jets. So I think is going to be a pretty big factor for him this week.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Next
All right,
matchup.
Vin versus Timmy
Yeah.
next. I got. Oh shit! I did this one. Let's throw it to Nick.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give you a minute.
Yeah, I'll check.
Do your research.
Yeah,
Are we gonna have time?
I put this one in the wrong one. Oh, I put it in the wrong one. I put it in the wrong one.
Yeah, I'll take over for the silence. Who did I pick?
No,
Oh, I
I'll
pick.
put the wrong one.
I'll pick Vin. I'll pick Vin to win this one because I don't know. I mean, like as I was talking before, like pretty much our predictions are a coin toss, and I don't know why. I really have no reason to feel like Vin's gonna win this one, but I gotta believe in my boy. So that's my coin toss right there. So I think Vin. I just feel in my bones.
I think Vin wins too. I don't think Chris Carson plays, and so I think Vin. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's got Carson Wentz against Dallas, so that
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, Vin has a solid wide receiving core. I mean, like they're lesser known players, but they're like they're turning out to be low end wide receiver one value.
And
So
Cole Beasley is surprisingly good.
he has a good
Um,
floor. He has a good floor.
yeah.
I admit.
He's getting a lot of looks for sure.
And Timmy's playing AJ Green, so that's
That's an instant negative, right?
Nick.
But also, I'll take the contrary and I'll say Timmy wins, mostly because Vin snubbed me with the GGs this week, and but also I think it's also a potentially close matchup because it depends if Carson and Cook are healthy enough to play this week. But if they are, then they're definitely gonna pop off for Timmy. I just feel like he's on a roll right now with them.
He just got
And,
off of a loss though.
Yeah, I know, but like it's not like because of them really. It's because Carson got injured too, so that was just really unfortunate. But Vince's team has really hard matchups this week. I saw, except Kelsey against the Jets. But again, like you said, it could be a defensive game script with that game. So yeah, I think it'll be close. I think
Uh,
it'll come out to be close.
Chris, you ready?
All right, yeah. I put it in the wrong place.
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah,
Timmy
yeah, yeah.
winning. I have Timmy winning only slightly. Vince still has running back 2 issues, and James Carter faces Baltimore. I agree with the wide receiver take, and but I also think Timmy has wide receiver issues with
Yeah.
Amari Cooper and Gaja with the quarterback play and Gaja being spotty. I think it'll be close, but I'm gonna give the nod to Timmy.
Oh, you said Timmy. All right. Next matchup is James versus Jonathan. We'll let Jonathan go last. Nick, why don't you start us off?
Oh, this one I have Jonathan winning pretty handily because dude, this guy's wide receiver core is just insane. He has 3 WR1s like every week, and then this week it's not like any shutdown matchups. He has Lockett, Anderson, Thielen out there, and Allen I think can definitely tear up the Patriots at this point if they continue as they are. So, and then the Eagles D against Dallas, that's going to be a cakewalk if they continue as they are. Boston Scott, if you decide to play him against Dallas too, that'll probably pick you up some extra points too. So James just really needs Henry to cook again, and he picked up Brady though. It said depends on his QB pickup. He picked up Brady, so that could be make it a little closer than how I thought at first. But I still think I give the edge to Jonathan in this one.
Yeah, I think James will win that week because Josh Allen has kind of been fading away. Um, when he was starting on fire at the beginning of the season. Um, I don't think. I mean, right now Jonathan doesn't have anybody slotted into his running back slots
That's
right
true.
now. I don't think
That's
they'll give
true.
him the floor that he needs to overcome James's Derrick Henry. I mean, James has like solid wide receivers, nobody big, but he has that Derrick Henry floor, which is like you can put it in for like 18 points a week. You can just put it in right now, but yeah, and Jonathan doesn't have any type of arm. Like whoever he puts in could honestly give him like 5 points at this point, because I mean, Scott did well last week, but that's because of like on the back of one like last minute receiving touchdown at the end of the game. So whoever Jonathan slides in at RB honestly could give him like 5 points. Yeah, I think James has the higher floor, which is why I'll take him this week. Crit.
Oh, is Chris frozen?
Yeah,
No, he's back.
Oh, there
yeah.
you go. Nice.
I can't. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Alright.
good.
I can't bet against. It's really hard to bet against Jonathan, but Josh Allen plays New England, and that's a tough matchup. I think J.R. Alexander has been having a really quiet season. He's been really, really good.
Yeah.
So I feel the Thielen matchup might be tough. You know, if they move him around to the slot and he doesn't shadow him in the slot, then he should be okay. And San D's been okay. Like not necessarily in the passing game, but they've been okay. So we'll
I'm sorry, who did you pick to win? I think we
James?
missed that part. James?
yeah, I think we'll go with James just the way the outlook is, but it's too close. It's too close to tell. It could really go either way, but if I had to pick, I'm just going to go James in the back.
All right, Jonathan, your counter argument.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick I think it's gonna be close to. I think James' team again, like I said, he has a high floor. That's a big reason why I wanted Jason Myers. It's like if Lockett doesn't pop off, that means field goal, so at least Myers will get points. Josh Allen, I think he's been on the slide, but I mean it's kind of I don't think it's as bad as it seems. I mean he went against Kansas City and Tennessee. The last week against the Jets, he passed for over like 300 yards. He just didn't get any touchdowns. I was watching the game. He had 2 touchdowns that got called back, so his fantasy score should be way higher for that. I think Chris is right. I'm worried about Jair Alexander. He's just been killing receivers that play against Green Bay. So yeah, but I also think for for Chris's sake too, I think I'm hoping Sean McVay plays Cam Akers a little bit to take away from Daryl Henderson. And the only pickup that scared me was Tom Brady. But yeah, it's gonna be close, but I think I edge him out.
All right, so it's a 50-50 split between the analysts this week. First matchup to watch.
Another coin flip.
We go Yi versus Marcus. Jonathan starts off.
I think Yi wins this. Yi's got all his players back. I don't think Mixon misses another week. The people were having fun on Reddit saying like Mixon was dancing in practice, but he didn't play. And I think he's gonna play Mixon. If he plays Mixon, he's gonna be good. I don't trust Swift. I think Swift is still like they're gonna split it up evenly between him and Adrian Peterson. And then I think the only issue is that he plays CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I like CeeDee Lamb too, but it's just like the person who's throwing him the ball is just not good.
You don't even know his name.
The good thing, yeah, whatever his name is, he's just not good. He's just not good.
Either one.
Who's throwing him the ball? Who? You don't even know his name.
Exactly.
Dak from the
It's
surgery.
still Dak, right?
Dak from ankle surgery.
Yeah.
And he's got a chance because Hopkins is on a bye. So I think that's the main reason why he's got a chance. I think I'm gonna take you.
Yeah, I'll also take Yi this week. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams stack is just way too strong when they have a good matchup. And this week they're
Yeah.
playing Minnesota, which I think has a
Yeah.
pretty soft back or well, I forget what you call it.
Secondary.
Yeah, secondary. That's what you call it.
Yeah.
They have a pretty soft secondary. Joe Mixon potentially coming back, but I hope he doesn't because I'm trying to run Gio Bernard this week. But yeah, potentially coming back, and Marcus not having DeAndre Hopkins this week is also hurting him with Deontay Johnson banged up and I think questionable for the week. And even if he did play, he'd be playing against Baltimore, which is not a good matchup, anyways. Chris.
I'm going with Yi as well. I think he's back. I
Three
think,
Yis? That's
I think
crazy.
Tigers are back. And then so you got Aaron and Devontae. I think Marcus really needs the odds to play, so we'll see what happens there. Otherwise, it's a tough matchup. I have Yi winning.
And then we have a first unanimous. Oh, sorry,
Oh.
David, do you want to say something?
Yeah, real quick, I like how we all have Yi winning when Yi doesn't have a tight end in the tight.
Dude, we saw him just win.
That's
by
kind of
kicking.
yeah, low key. That's kind of disrespectful to Mark. He doesn't even have a tight end in those tight ends, but well, I'm sure he'll pick one up. But yeah, go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
I was gonna say this last week. His kicker was at a strip club during the game, and that guy was
Yeah.
doing chilling. Oh yeah, so I also have me winning. We got our first unanimous. Parroting what David said, it's just Rogers Adams stack is just insane, and I think against Minnesota they're gonna eat. And Bell is coming to play for Kansas City, and he's I think gonna put up some garbage time numbers against the Jets. That's a hot take right there. And DeAndre Swift and DK have a hard matchup against Indianapolis, and San Fran. Gurley should be okay, but we saw how Atlanta freaking lost with the touchdown, so maybe they'll work against him a little bit. I don't know why, but yeah, I think he's got this. Strangely enough, too.
And next we'll have our matchup of the week, America's matchup of the week. I don't know if they're still doing that. Are they still doing that?
I don't
On
know. I haven't
TV?
seen
I haven't
the-
heard it.
All right,
I
yeah.
haven't
Well, this
seen
is
the voting.
America. Only millennials will know America's matchup of the week. Anyways, the toilet bowl of the week, Michael versus Ty. I think Ty will keep the win streak going. I mean, this is the toilet bowl, but Michael's team is just like not good right now. So, key matchups here is, I mean, honestly, across the board, it's 50-50. Like, the running backs, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, questionable workload with Lev Bell coming in and muddying it up. Jared McKinnon, healthy scratch for like, not healthy scratch, but like low snap counts for 2 games in a row now. And on the flip side, we have Gus Edwards, questionable workload coming off of the bye, and Josh Kelly also questionable workload. So the running backs are like the same. And again, Tyreek and Claypool also questionable workloads coming into, and Cooper Cup and Keenan Allen also question. I mean, Keenan Allen's pretty good, but Cooper Cup also has a questionable workload. So everybody on their rosters are like the same. So I think the matchup to watch here is Teddy Bridgewater versus Russell Wilson. But I do have Ty squeaking it out because his quarterback is better. Or I guess Chris.
Me?
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. I got Ty winning. I think Pittsburgh D and Denver D's tough, like you said. But Michael's hoping that McKinnon actually gets reps because San Francisco's been all over the place with it, and he's hoping that Deontay Johnson doesn't play because he's starting Claypool. Those are my two kind of observations for Michael's team if he wants to win, but I don't think that's the case, and I have Ty winning.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Yeah, I got Ty. It's just funny. Ty's gonna be 5-3. Like he's gonna be ahead of everyone in the standings. Basically, that's pretty crazy considering he's starting Gus Edwards. But yeah, I agree. I think Claypool, he's going against Baltimore. That's a bad matchup. Tyreek Hill, the Jets, they're gonna kill the Jets. So I mean, maybe Clyde eats, but I don't think, like what Nick was saying, I don't think Tyreek is gonna score much. Michael better hope Tevin Coleman doesn't get activated. Otherwise, he could take Jerick McKinnon's carries. And yeah, I think his only hope is that the Buccaneers just like kill Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ty.
Yeah. Yep.
But Ty is still starting Mike Evans, so yeah, he could have done
Yeah.
another goose egg.
Yeah, that was I was gonna to dovetail off of that
Chris-
for sure.
Chris
Oh,
Chris
wait,
Godwin is out.
yeah,
Oh,
Chris
yeah, that's
Godwin's
true.
also out, so
True.
yeah, I was gonna say, but Ty also wins, so we got a second unanimous decision here. Yeah, I think Michael's team is pretty scuffed right now with Cam. Jerick McKinnon's getting phased out probably for this week, and Chase Claypool is a tough matchup. And then yeah, Kansas City also gonna kill the Jets, like Jonathan said. And Bell might be put in for the entire fourth or even the whole second half. So just take away from both Clyde Edwards and Tyreek. So and Mike Evans is going to be shouted by Bradbury on the Giants with Godwin out and Antonio Brown not in yet. So he's going to be doing jump balls in the end zone. And that's going to be a tough match to watch. And Ty's Charger stack is questionable at best, like how I think Chris earlier mentioned.
Yeah.
But the overall just team comp just seems a lot better for this week. So I think Ty wins this one.
Yeah. And we'll have a fellow co-analyst matchup, David versus Nick, to round it out. Why don't you, Jonathan goes first, then Chris, and then me, and Nick will end it and provide counter arguments.
This one I think is going to be one close, and then also I think it's going to be the highest score matchup of the week. This one's close. I think I'm going to edge out Nick just a little bit.
That's some
I think
fake
David's
shit right there.
David, your team's getting destroyed by buys. You're so lucky you beat Royce, because I feel like if you didn't beat Royce and you were like 3-5 after this week, you'd be so tilted because your team is like, you got so many people on buy. You got Antonio Gibson on buy, James Robinson on buy, Will Fuller on buy. Those are 3 players that you could start that are on buy. And I think
I definitely considered that. I tried shipping them to people, but I didn't get any bites, so I just have to tank it.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason, and I think Mixon plays. Your only chance is Mixon if Mixon misses, but I think I'll take Nick just because how it looks now.
All right, my go. I have. So My narrative is that it's David's wide receivers versus Nick's running backs. I don't like the Zeke matchup. I don't like. I think Mixon comes back. Uh, and then on the other hand, you have Alvin Kamara uh, and Mike Davis against Atlanta. So, but I don't like Travis Fulgham and Darius Slayton as well because you got a tough defense with Tampa Bay. That's the end of running backs versus wide receivers this week. I think it's gonna be close. I do think it's gonna be high scoring, and I have unfortunately I have Nick taking this one. Sorry, David.
Let's go.
All right,
Alright,
well,
who
we'll
goes
have
first?
Nick pick himself, I guess.
Oh yeah, we'll round it out with the 3v1 right here. So obviously I'll take mine. David's running back core is in a schedule loss this week with buys out, and Zeke, you're gonna start him this week, and he's struggling hard. I'm praying to Broden right now that he continues struggling, not to get injured, remind you, but just to struggle. And Kamara does have a tough matchup against Bears D, but his floor, I mean, he's Kamara. His floor is like 15. So, um, and Davis, I think, is his last week with CMC out because he's scheduled to return next week. So I think he's going to try and make that contract a little juicier. So hopefully he tries a little harder right now against a pretty vulnerable Atlanta D. And again, your Mahomes matchup against the Jets, that could go either way. Defensive game skill could take over, and you could just not see the field for half a game. So, um, and Travis full ham is gonna go off against
Full
Dallas.
ham. That's a
Going
stretch,
against
man.
Chris.
That's a
Chris
stretch.
Hey, that's against a Dallas secondary,
That's
dude.
true.
They're gonna get torn up, dude. So I'm telling, this is a side note to Vin. Start Wentz, buddy. Start Wentz. We'll both
Yeah,
We'll both
yeah. Obviously, I have myself winning. Honestly, you wanna know what's funny? I actually thought I didn't know I picked up Corey Davis. To be honest, I think I was smoking. I was doing waivers at work. I thought I picked up Cole Beasley on God. So this is I was looking at my roster and I'm like Corey Davis, and I had to double take to see if this was my team that I was looking at. But it is my team, and I have him in the flex, which I did not know I did. I thought it was Cole Beasley, but okay. I mean, 10. This is literally the first time looking at his stats right now.
He's not bad.
10
He's not bad.
reception, 10 targets is good. I guess I lucked out on that one, but
Ten-
yeah, I have
Alright,
myself because
David, did you really think you put Cole Beasley in? Because I had a glitch like that. Like
I was at work and I legit thought I put Cole because I was gonna do the John Brown Cole Beasley stack.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's pretty ballsy.
But now I not stack because John Brown's gonna be out, so that's why I wanted Cole Beasley, and then I just drop him when John Brown's back. But
Got it.
no,
like-
because I remember Jonathan picking up Dallas Goddard,
uh-huh.
and I was like, dude, he picked him up. I swear he picked him up. And then he was on my waivers, and I put a bid in for Dallas Goddard. I was like, oh shit, Dallas Goddard's still on the waivers. Like this is weird. So I put a bid in for him. And I rechecked my waivers, and it was like a different tight end. It was like a totally different tight end. I was like, "What the fuck? This is weird."
Wait, no, yeah, I think I put in for Cole. I don't know, but I was at work and so I wasn't really paying attention. Like I'd
Okay.
like sneak
That-
off
that's
to a
the- that's
corner
the
of the
only-
lab and then I'd like do my waivers and then I go back and act like I'm working. But I thought but I mean it's whatever. They both start with like a B, I think. So I think that's what. Or no, not.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna win. I do think it's gonna come down to the wide receiver versus running back matchup. It's just if my Kenny Galladay and Julio Jones can get a damn touchdown. But
Julio didn't practice. Now he has a Thursday game.
or I think they're just I think they're just doing like the senior citizen rest. He's getting
Yeah.
old. He's nursing a hammy. So I mean Julio Jones. He spent like how many seasons? Like 6-7 seasons with the Falcons. He doesn't need to practice with Matt Ryan. He's just like they've got each other on lock. He doesn't really need to practice.
That's
So
true.
I think he just has the senior citizen rest. But hopefully he plays.
Senior citizen.
And well, I think that was the last matchup. we'll
Yeah.
have. Oh, and this is a new segment. We have the prop bet of the week, and so this is a prop bet that we extend to everybody in the league if they want to bet shots on it or not. The analyst will set a line, and the league can vote over or under on the line. And so
Interesting.
our first prop bet of the week is Michael's team scores 85 points this week. We'll have I'm gonna take I will take the under. Chris.
I'll take the over.
Damn, this is tough because I mean Jarek McKinnon could do nothing, and then Tyreek and CH. But I'm gonna take the over for this.
Dude, he just picked up Teddy, and he's got a
Oh.
decent matchup against Atlanta too. Dude, 85. I'll keep it spicy. I'll take the under. I'll take the under.
Okay, let's keep it
All
going.
right, all right, let's
I'll
keep
take
it
the
going.
under.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Chris.
My line this week is there's
This one's a good
six.
one.
Every
Yeah, this
game
one's-
has a possible one.
Oh, Nick drop.
All right, every game has a possibility of getting a 4-4 team coming out of it. So there's possibility of 6 4-4 teams coming out of this week.
Huh?
The line is 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5, 4-4 teams after week
Whoa.
8.
All right.
Sorry, my laptop.
Out of a possible 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
three
One
and a
is
half out of possible 6 4-4 teams for week 8
and
Yeah,
two
this-
are guaranteed.
after week 8.
Yeah, 2 are guaranteed.
2 are guaranteed. 2 are guaranteed. So after everything else is
3.5. I'll take the under.
I'll take the under too.
I take that.
So wait, sorry, what was this on? My laptop totally died.
So
just there.
overtime. Every game this week has a possibility of a team coming out 4-4.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
2 are guaranteed and 6 are the maximum. My line right
Oh,
now
I see.
is 3.5.
Got it.
3.5, 4-4
Oh,
teams.
damn. I'm gonna take the shoot. Let me do some quick math here.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
So
I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna keep this league.
I feel like okay, I say it's under, but if it's in Vegas and you bet the under, you'd have better odds. Like you bet 100, you win 110. Because I mean, there's 2 guaranteed, so I feel like the under is more, over is more likely, but I think it's gonna be under.
Nick.
Oh, I gotta take over. I gotta take the over.
All right.
Over
Nick
3.5.
Taking the over.
3.5.
All right. And our last segment of the week. Sorry, everybody. This podcast running long. We'll do last week's.
This is 2 hours.
We'll
Yeah,
we'll do
yeah.
last. I really hope this podcast isn't corrupt, but we'll do
The
last.
battle's not over.
Yeah, we'll do last week's matchups. Or we'll do last week's roast, which some of them, I'm gonna be honest, some of them didn't age too well. And then we'll do this week's roast. So I'll start us off, and then y'all can hop in. All I'm saying is, if James played Ty last week, he would have beaten him with just Derrick Henry and Harrison Butker.
Oh, what a roast.
Go ahead.
That's kind of
Yeah.
tough. That was when he dropped the 40 bomb for sure.
Who wants to drop the next one?
Yeah, that's the other week.
Oh, I don't know.
Royce is the only
cold
one.
Royce is the.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I couldn't hear it. My bad. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Royce is the only one on this pod with the winning record, but he's still Royce,
Not
man. You gotta
true.
respect
Not true.
Not
Did not
true.
age well.
Not true. Nah.
Let's go. All right, Chris.
All right, this one's full cap. I'll read this one because I can.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Royce's team is actually really good, and it's time to respect him.
Hey,
What
yo,
is this?
hey,
what
yo,
is this
take,
roast?
take this L.
Get-
Take
get
this
this-
L, Royce.
See that right there, dude?
Oh my God.
That's for
David, you
buddy.
picked all of these. I know, David, you put all of these, dog.
That's
All
for
right,
you,
all
buddy.
right, all right, Chris. Last one. Round it out.
Royce is the type of dude that eat ass with a mouth guard.
That's facts. All right, and we'll go right into this week's
I don't even know what that's
roast.
supposed to mean.
We'll go with this week's roast. All I'm gonna say is Timmy said he didn't want to win due to all these injuries to Ty. All right, then don't.
That was a good one. I'll go that. Timmy is a pussy. You know who the real I wonder who this is from. You know who the real wide receiver one in Cincinnati is? It's Boyd. If you disagree with me, come see Boyd versus Gonzo. You won't do it because you already know who would win. Let's see.
You really had to punch in the. And for the record, it's pussy with P-U-S capital C.
No, but
So
the
you know
P,
for the
the
formatting.
capital P, capital U, capital S, capital C. All
Laugh quick.
right. Wait, who handed Timmy his L?
Ty. Ty beat
all right,
Timmy.
all right.
Oh,
Nick,
Ty.
Nick, say this one.
All right, I'll get this one. Timmy gets his first wins and thinks he's the Dark Knight. Lol.
All right, and end us out.
This last one is so good.
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
All right. If Kim Yi is a better manager than Royce. Oh.
Oh my god. All right, and quick, our other questions through the mailbag really quickly. What's harder, playing linebacker versus a shitty D line or running back with a shitty O line?
Oof.
I would say running back, right? I would think running back.
Which one's
What about
harder?
running
Yeah,
back?
running back's
Running
definitely
back is
harder.
harder.
You just
A
get.
shitty
I
O-line.
mean, shit. Do you see? You see freaking Dave Montgomery versus Aaron Donald, dude. That's just rough.
Well, that's also
I-
a good linebacker
I'll-
versus a.
Yeah.
All right. Will Royce economics take him to the playoffs? Also, F Royce.
That's a half
Honestly,
roast.
I think it might take him to the playoffs. Even
No,
though we
dude.
hate to see it,
Hell
it might get
no.
him out in the first round, but it'll take him there. That's for sure.
Yeah, he started off too well. He can
No,
make
this-
it.
Yeah.
David, you said you never would play Joe Mixon. I'm never rooting for Royce. So
I'm
guy-
never.
this
I'm
guy is
never.
not. This guy is not making it to the playoffs. This
Alright.
guy's out.
Now that we're past
we're good.
half of the season.
We did this
Oh, okay,
one.
we already did this one. All right. Thank you, everybody who tuned in for this 2-hour podcast. And, we'll see everybody next week. Good luck, everybody, on their matchups. See ya.
All right. Later, guys.
Peace out.